So, my cousin just took out this huge mortgage on a tiny one-bedroom flat.
A what?
A mortgage. The big loan for the flat. You pay it back for like 30 years.
The T is silent, Mike. It's mortgage. You said every single letter.
I said every single letter, didn't I?
You did.
Mortgage, silent T. And believe it or not, that scary word is basically why we're here today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English Academy, where we make English simple, useful, and today a bit nosy about your money. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike, waving hello to all of you wherever in the world you're listening from right now.
So, today we're talking about one of the biggest choices people argue about: renting a home or buying one.
And by the end, you'll have the words for it: landlord, tenant, deposit, mortgage, the whole lot. Plus, how to give your opinion softly so you don't start a fight at dinner.
But Mike, before you attacked that poor word, you were confessing something. Say it again.
Fine. A few years ago, I told a friend, very confidently, renting is throwing money away.
Oh, that famous line.
And to throw money away means you spend it and get nothing back, like paying and holding nothing at the end.
Right, like buying an expensive coffee every single day and then wondering where your salary went.
Painful, but yes. So I used to fully believe renting was money in the bin, but now I'm honestly not so sure anymore.
Wait, you are backing down? What happened?
My cousin, he showed me one number when he bought his flat, and that one number kind of broke my brain.
Okay, you can't just say that and stop.
I'll tell you, I promise. But let me hold it because it makes more sense a bit later.
Fine, but I'm not forgetting. There's a number and I want it. Okay, so let's start with my side because I am proudly team rent. When something breaks, I make one phone call. I say, "Hi, the heating's dead," and then it's someone else's problem.
That someone else is your landlord. The landlord is the person who owns the place and rents it to you.
And I'm the tenant. The tenant is the person who lives there and pays the rent. So landlord owns, tenant pays.
And you sign a lease, right? The contract?
Yes, a lease is your rental contract for a fixed time. Mine is for 1 year. So I'd say our lease ends in 3 months. We need to decide if we're staying.
See, our lease ends in 3 months already sounds like a real adult sentence.
And the best word on my side is flexibility. My friend Dana got a job offer in another city with 6 weeks' notice.
That's fast.
She just waited for her lease to end, packed up her boxes, and off she went. No selling, no estate agents, no stress. If I owned a flat, moving that fast is almost impossible.
Okay, that is the dream if your life keeps changing, but let me push back. You pay and pay every month and you never own a single brick of it.
True, but listen, when I moved in, the flat came fully furnished.
Furnished, meaning the furniture was already inside. Bed, sofa, table, all there.
That's it. I moved in with 2 suitcases and a plant. No buying a fridge, no dragging a sofa up the stairs.
See, that's the part I actually miss. Moving is such a hassle.
A hassle. Good word. A hassle is annoying trouble or effort, something that's just a pain to deal with.
Right, like changing my address at the bank was a total hassle. Or moving every single year is a real hassle.
And that's a point for you, weirdly, because renters do move more often.
Don't help me and then take it back. Team Buy needs the points. Okay, but here's a real question. Wasn't your old flat kind of cold?
The old one, yes. It was so drafty.
Drafty. Tell everyone.
Draughty means cold air sneaks in through little gaps around the windows, under the door. You'd sit on the sofa and feel a cold breeze on your neck. Indoors, in winter.
I hate that. And was it damp too?
A bit damp in the bathroom, yeah. Damp is when something is wet in a bad way. Not soaking, just cold and slightly wet, and it smells a little.
Like a wall that feels cold and never really dries.
That's the one. And here's my whole argument. The wall was damp, the windows were drafty, and I did not pay to fix any of it. I phoned the landlord.
Okay, but did they actually fix it?
Eventually.
Eventually. That word is doing a lot of work.
Look, this connects to something. When you rent, the landlord expects normal wear and tear.
Wear and tear. That's damage from just normal life, using the place day after day.
Right. The carpet gets a bit old, the paint gets a few marks. That's normal wear and tear, and you don't pay for that. But if you break a window, that's on you.
That's actually a useful line for getting your deposit back. My last landlord tried to keep half my deposit over one mark on the carpet.
Half? For one mark?
One coffee ring on a 5-year-old carpet. And I said, that is not damage, that is wear and tear, word for word.
Did it work?
Every penny back. I quoted wear and tear like a lawyer in a movie.
See, learning this stuff literally pays. And the deposit is a big one. Your deposit is the money you pay at the start, and you get it back at the end if you didn't wreck the place.
And speaking of paying, this is where I hear learners slip on a tiny word. Every month, you spend nearly half your salary on rent, but which word? Do we say we spend our salary in rent, for rent, or on rent?
The clue is the verb spend. In English, you spend money on something.
Right. We spend half our salary on rent, not for rent, not in rent. Spend money on.
You save for something, but you spend on something. Two different prepositions, and learners flip them all the time.
And half your salary on rent in this economy? Huh, that's the real horror story.
You save for something, but you spend on something. Two different prepositions, and learners flip them all the time.
And half your salary on rent in this economy? That's the real horror story. Okay, and now I have to bring up the bucket.
The bucket. I knew this was coming.
So in my last rental, under the kitchen sink, there was a plastic bucket, and on it, a yellow sticky note that said in big letters, "Don't move."
Why?
Because a pipe was dripping. Drip, 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 into the bucket. And the landlord took 3 weeks to send someone.
3 weeks? And you just lived with a bucket?
I lived with a bucket. I emptied it every morning like it was a pet. I nearly gave it a name.
Okay, so that is your big argument for buying. Slow landlords, you want control.
That was my argument. But here's the thing that annoys me. When I really think about it, that dripping pipe, not my money. I didn't pay 1 cent to fix it. If I'd owned that flat, that's my plumber, my bill.
Wait, are you using your own bucket against yourself right now?
I think I am. The bucket has switched sides.
The bucket is team rent now. Point for me. That's the whole scoreboard right there.
Don't get comfortable, because now we go to my side, buying.
Go on then. Sell me buying.
Okay, big word first. When you buy your first home, we say you get on the property ladder.
Get on the property ladder. That's a lovely image, like the first step up.
That's the idea. Your first small flat is the bottom step, and one day you climb to something bigger. You'll hear, young people these days really struggle to get on the property ladder.
Because it's so expensive to start, right?
So expensive. To buy, you need a down payment first. That's the first big lump of money you pay toward the price.
And a down payment is huge. You don't just have that sitting in your pocket.
No, you save up for it for years. My cousin saved up for 4 years. He skipped holidays, cooked at home, canceled the gym, everything.
4 years just to start buying. And save up for is such a natural phrase.
Yeah, I'm saving up for a car. We saved up for the down payment. You save up over time for the thing you want.
And careful because a rental deposit and a down payment sound similar, but they're not the same, are they?
Good catch. A deposit you get back when you leave a rental. A down payment is money you put toward buying, and it's gone into the house. It's now part of what you own.
So a deposit, you're borrowing space. A down payment, you're buying it.
That's a clean way to say it. And then the rest of the money you borrow from the bank. That's the mortgage.
Look at you, silent T and everything.
I'm learning, slowly. And here's a phrase that trips people up. His cousin needed that loan from the bank. So did he make a mortgage, take off a mortgage, or take out a mortgage?
The natural one is take out. You take out a mortgage or you take out a loan.
Right. He took out a mortgage from the bank. We don't say make a mortgage, and take off is for planes and jackets.
Take off your jacket, take out a loan. Very different life events. Okay, so you've got your down payment, you've taken out your mortgage. You said the word right, I'm proud. Now what's the catch?
The catch is everything after. When you own, you pay for the maintenance.
Maintenance. That's the ongoing work of keeping the place in good shape?
Yeah. The boiler breaks, that's you. The roof leaks, that's you. And all those regular monthly costs of running a home. We call those the overheads.
Overheads. So the boring bills that never stop. What's an example?
Like owning a house has really high overheads. Insurance, repairs, property tax, all of it. It just keeps coming.
There's another word close to that too, upkeep.
Right. Upkeep is the cost and the effort of keeping something nice. A big garden needs a lot of upkeep.
So overheads is more about the money and upkeep is the money and the sweat.
Pretty much. Upkeep is you on a Saturday cleaning the gutters when your friends are at the beach.
A grim picture. Okay, and this all connects to your cousin's magic number, doesn't it?
Finally, you asked. Ready?
Give me the number.
His boiler died in the first winter. To replace it, 2,000 pounds out of his own pocket in one go.
2,000?
And that same winter, a window cracked, another few hundred. All him. And I sat there and thought, in my old flat, that same boiler, I just phoned the landlord and it cost me nothing. That number is what changed my mind.
So the thing you called throwing money away is also the thing that means you don't get a 2,000-pound surprise in January.
Yes. When you rent, boring problems are someone else's bill. That's a real upside, and I hated admitting it.
An upside, the good part, and the bad part is the downside.
The downside of buying is the huge cost in the surprises. The downside of renting is you never own it. Both sides have a downside.
And that's such a useful little pair, upside and downside. The upside is it's cheap. The downside is it's tiny. Okay, but let's be fair, because owning isn't all leaking boilers. What do you actually love about the idea?
I want to paint the walls whatever color I want. Deep green. Nobody can stop me.
That's it? That's your dream? Green walls?
Green walls and a spare room I'd turn into a tiny music room. And I could renovate. Renovate means you take an old place and repair it and improve it. Rip out the old kitchen, put in a new one.
They want to renovate the whole kitchen. Yeah, that's the fun bit. You make it truly yours.
You can't do that in a rental. You paint one wall green and the landlord keeps your deposit.
True. That's the trade. Freedom to change it versus freedom to leave it.
And here's where I daydream. If I bought a place, I'd knock down that wall between the kitchen and the living room.
Ooh, careful. There's a tiny grammar trap right there. When you daydream like that, imagining buying a house, do we say if we bought a house, we will have to fix everything ourselves, or we would have to fix everything ourselves?
It's would because we're imagining. It's not real yet.
Yes. If plus the past form, then would. If we bought a house, we would have to fix everything ourselves. That's the daydream tense.
And will would mean it's actually happening. But sadly, my green walls are still just a dream.
One day, Mike, one day the walls will be green. So here's where I want to land this. That belief you started with, renting is throwing money away. Is it true or not?
I think it's not true. But buying is always smarter isn't true either.
So what is the honest answer?
It really depends. On one hand, if you're going to stay somewhere for 10 years, buying can make sense. On the other hand, if your life might change, renting is smart.
It really depends is honestly one of the most useful phrases in English. Nobody clever gives a straight yes or no on this.
Right, you hedge, you soften it. It really depends on your job, your plans, whether you might move. And in the long run is a great one too. In the long run, buying might work out cheaper.
Let's practice that, actually. Pretend I'm your friend and I ask you for advice.
Go for it.
Mike, I've got a bit of money saved. Should I rent or buy?
Well, it really depends. If you think you'll move in a couple of years, I'd rent for now. But if you want to stay and settle, it might be worth saving up for a place.
See, that's such a warm answer. You didn't say buy, obviously. You gave me room.
Now you do one. I'm the friend. Sarah, my lease is ending and my parents keep saying just buy already.
The parents. Look, it really depends. On one hand, buying feels grown up and safe. On the other hand, if you're not sure you'll stay in this city, a mortgage is a heavy thing to carry. There's no rush.
See, that's kind. You didn't tell me what to do, you helped me think.
That's the whole trick. And I'd rather is the phrase for your own preference. Like right now, I'd rather rent than commit to a mortgage.
Oh, big word, commit. To commit means to fully tie yourself to something for a long time, and the noun is commitment.
A mortgage is a 30-year commitment. That's a long time to promise anything.
And you have to be able to afford it. To afford something means you have enough money for it.
Which is why the real question a friend should ask is, can you actually afford the monthly payments? Not just the down payment, but every month, for years.
And here's the thing people forget. You can afford the down payment and still not afford the life after it. The maintenance, the overheads, the upkeep. That's where my cousin got squeezed.
So afford isn't only about buying it, it's about living in it too.
Exactly. And by the way, listeners, we genuinely disagree on this one, so we want to know. Are you team rent or team buy, and why? Drop it in the comments.
I've held team rent all episode and my scoreboard is looking good.
I've slipped toward team rent today, and it hurts.
Before we look back at all these words, let's say a few of these out loud together. I'll say a line, you repeat it right after me. Nice and easy. I'd rather rent than buy right now.
Taking out a mortgage is a big commitment.
Our landlord fixed the boiler for free.
Can you really afford the monthly payments?
The tenant isn't responsible for the repairs.
Nicely done. Try that I'd rather line the next time someone asks you a big question.
Oh, wait, one more tiny thing before the review because it's a classic slip. When you point back to a thing, like the flat we lived in, do we say the flat that we rented last year or the flat what we rented last year?
It's that. The flat that we rented last year had a leaky pipe.
Right. In English, we point back to a thing with that, never with what. What feels natural in a lot of languages here, but to us it sounds off.
The flat that we rented. The bucket that we loved. The pipe that betrayed us.
Okay, quick memory game before we go. I'll give you a little situation. You fire back the right word. Ready?
Ready.
Someone's boiler just died and they have to pay £2,000 to fix it themselves.
Ooh, that's maintenance and a horrible one.
The first big chunk of money you pay when you buy a place.
Down payment.
The person who owns the flat and rents it to you?
The landlord, and I'm the tenant paying them.
The money you put down when you rent and get back at the end.
The deposit. Don't mix it up with the down payment.
The big loan from the bank for a house. And say it properly.
A mortgage. Silent T. More-gage. I've grown as a person.
You have. Buying your very first home, climbing that first step.
Getting on the property ladder.
A cold flat where air sneaks in around the windows.
Draughty. And if the wall's a bit wet and cold, it's damp.
The normal aging of a place that you don't have to pay for.
Wear and tear. Landlords expect that.
The boring, regular running costs of a home.
The overheads, plus the upkeep, the money and the effort to keep it nice.
A place that already has furniture in it.
Furnished. 2 suitcases and a plant, like you.
The annoying trouble of moving every year.
A total hassle, and ripping out an old kitchen to improve it.
That's to renovate. Hey, you're testing me now.
And the bad part of any choice.
The downside. And the good part's the upside.
And when you fully tie yourself to something for years.
You commit. It's a big commitment. And if you have enough money for it, you can afford it.
And the paper you sign to rent for a fixed time.
The lease. Which reminds me, mine ends soon and I'd rather not think about it.
So, look, where did we land? My big confident line was, renting is throwing money away. And after all that,
You threw your own bucket at yourself.
I really did. The bucket ended the whole debate. Renting means the dripping pipe, the dead boiler, the £2,000 surprise. None of it is your bill.
And buying means green walls, your own kitchen, and one day actually owning the place. Both are fine. It just depends on your life.
Which is the most honest answer to almost any money question, isn't it?
It is. And here's the one we're really curious about, listeners. In your country, do people rent for their whole life, or is buying kind of expected? Because it's so different around the world.
Write us 1 or 2 sentences in English, even something simple like, in my country, renting for life is very normal.
Or, here, everyone wants to get on the property ladder as young as possible.
We read every single one, and it genuinely makes our week.
And if this helped, give us a like and hit subscribe. It keeps these episodes coming.
Share it with a friend who's stuck deciding, or a friend who owns a bucket with a sticky note on it.
They know who they are. Thanks for spending this time with us today.
Keep practicing, keep giving those soft, honest opinions, and remember, there's no wrong answer, just your answer.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.